Facebook family, Fahami Lighthouse. This is Chris Rapporteur from the Fahami Temple of Divine Understanding World Headquarters, St. Louis, Missouri. We are in our 100th years anniversary in promoting the teachings of our holy Fahami Ra Rasul, the culture prophet of the entire black race of the Ethiopians around the world. So this video is I'm sharing in the Lighthouse family is to introduce you. This is just an introduction on who and what is Fahami and who was the holy Fahami Ra Rasul. So with that, welcome. Salam alaikum. Okay, but before I begin, I would like to share with you all what is this culture is about. Okay, what is Fahami is about. Right? So with that, I know you have been posting about Fahami and some quotes from the Holy Fahami Ra Rasul. So, but what is the purpose and work of the culture? So with that, I'll begin, right? And I'm going to read this statement from our culture manual to the purpose and work of the culture. For those of you who would like to join us in the future, what are we all about? What is this culture? What is this Fahami is all about? We are, okay, our purpose is to our purpose are to uplift dead people, the so-called Negroes and blacks of America and Africa also, by enlightening them to their own culture, our camp. Also, our purpose are to encourage and enable men and women to live clean, normal lives as nature intended, enjoying all the privileges of nature and all benefits and gifts equally with all of mankind, and to be free from the limits of ignorance, the shackles of superstition or backward thinking. The work of the holy or the Fahami culture consists of teachings, studying and applying such laws of God and nature as to make our members masters in the holy temple, which is the physical body, and workers in God's divine laboratory, which is the world. This enables the students and the full members to render more efficient help to those who do not know and who need or require our help and assistance. And listen to this, to perpetuate and make great the religion Fahami of Isis Il-Aman, as prescribed by Professor Paul Nathaniel Johnson, B.A., the Fahami Ra Rasul, to enlighten and cultivate by natural temperament, from whence we help, to obey the laws of the land wherever we reside. Therefore, our culture is a school, a college, a university, and a fraternity with a laboratory. The members are students and workers. The graduates are unselfish servants of God to mankind, efficiently educated, trained, and experienced. This makes them essentially creators of their own destiny, attuned with the mighty forces of the cosmic or divine mind, and masters of matter, space, and time. Alhamdulillah. There are no other benefits, family, or rights. All members are pledged to give unselfish service without other hope or expectations of remunerations than to serve and to evolve the self and prepare it for greater work. Okay? So that is what we Fahamis are about. With that in mind, I will open my lecture.
Yeah.
So my lecture today is from the book Enlightenment, and it's going to have three titles. One of them is Raising the Dead. The second one is Out of the Throne, and the third and the last one is Fahami as a whirlwind out of Africa. Okay? Raising the Dead. This lesson was written by our Fahami Rasul, our culture prophet of Amun Ra, back in 1920s. So please listen, and listen carefully. Raising the Dead. The science of life energy teaches how to raise the dead soul. Fahami is a whirlwind out of Africa to claim its own sons and daughters of the sun and of the moon. Okay. Notwithstanding this high form under which the religion of the Kemites or the Ethiopians was presented, it was nonetheless a system closely allied with natural philosophy. The gods worshipped were regarded as the moving power of nature. Okay. A knowledge of the gods was therefore necessary in order to interpret the processes and phenomena of the external world. Okay? So, our prophet is saying to us that it was a natural philosophy. That means, natural philosophy means a study of nature and physical universe, which equals energy. So our ancestors were dealing, the ancient Kemite were doing with natural philosophy, they were dealing with natural sciences. Okay? So when the Holy Fahami tell us the gods worshipped were regarded as the moving powers of nature. A knowledge of the gods, that means they were dealing with forces and energies. Our Fahami Rasul tells us all of the gods of Kim were combined in the one word Allah, because they were the moving power of nature and controlled all things that had life with that power or soul force of which they were masters. Okay. And he further enlightened us by saying all of the gods of Kim were combined under the one named Fahami, because they saw and knew everything with an understanding of all things spiritual and mental. They were the Fahamis of all. Fahami Rasul. Okay, so Holy Fahmi continues. He says the fundamental principle of the Kemite religion was that whatever gave life was worthy of adoration. So simple. At the same time, so difficult for people to comprehend, yes. Whatever gave life was worthy of adoration. The Son, the S-U-N, or the Spirit that ruled the Son, was and remains to this day preeminently the giver of life. Therefore, the Son, the S-U-N, or the Spirit of the Son in that day was a God and was worthy of worship in the highest. But one should not pray to the Son, but to the Spirit behind the Son, for that was our religion of old, before monotheism was taught by Akhenaten. And that is a fact. It is. And our Holy Fahami tells us, enlighten us, he was saying, it was Akhenaten who founded the cult of Christ, or Ra, and taught monotheism, that is, called the doctrine or belief that there is only one God, long before Muhammad was born. Baptism or ablution was known to the Kemites over 43,000 years before there was such a thing as Muslims, following the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Our ancestors were cleaning, washing themselves, doing salat 43,000 years before the so-called Arabs came into existence. And that is a fact. You can go and see in the temples, they have ablution tanks. They cut their nails and shaved. The priest of Ham, before they went to the holies of the temples, they had to do that. Okay. Just as the sun rises in the east and gives light unto all the earth, so does the awakened mind make effort to bring the soul into consciousness and illumination. Its action is personified and magnified, and everybody can see it. This illumination is the coming into light, the coming into knowledge, and everybody will know it. Our Prophet says, the Lord of Fahami is the spirit of blessings and of light, which is knowledge, and of life, which is the actions that goes with your knowledge internally. Okay? So your knowledge and your action that goes with your knowledge is your life and as what we call life. Those who have wasted their lives for selfish pleasure among the illusions and snares of all that is earthly. Now listen carefully. This is our Holy Fahami say to us. Those who have wasted their lives for selfish pleasure among the illusions and snares of all that is earthly, those who are called dead to the wisdom that is potent to save, those who have failed to accept the truth, having failed to act so as to build the soul into consciousness, are as dead. But even this shall yet live if they will hear, which is obey, the voice of God, which is the promptings of the heart, which is the intuition. If they listen to the intuition and live accordingly. This goes with our lesson last time I gave about the 7 principles of the soul, and how in the Holy Fahami is telling us how we have to build the soul into consciousness. So that ties up with that, with the 4th one is desire, the 5th one is the mind, and the 6th one is the soul. So the mind must conceive and accept truth before it can be applied. So as the 5th principle, who must regulate the desire, which is the 4th principle, the mind must conceive and accept truth before, and what is that truth? That truth is Amen Ra. Before it can be applied. If this is done, then will man be ready for that which is to follow. This is the light, which is giving sight to the blind. The illumination, which will do to the soul that which the water did to the mind. Bring knowledge, awaken it, resurrect it from the dead, bring it into consciousness so that the soul may become God or Father conscious, a part of the universal cosmic consciousness. And here we go to the next lesson. But before I go to the next lesson, this is how you know, family, that the Holy Fahami Ra Rasul have attained cosmic consciousness. Not a lot of people on this planet attain cosmic consciousness. And he is the first man of our race to attain cosmic consciousness. Universal cosmic consciousness. Okay. The next lesson we're going to go is out of the throne. Out of the throne. The throne is always in the inner sanctuary. It is in the innermost part of the temple. That temple is man. The soul brought to consciousness is a light. It is knowledge. It is the fire that burns not from the throne of God, the Creator. For the seat of my conscience is the throne of God forever. According to our, listen to this now. According to our present condition, mentally, it may still be said of man, and the earth, which is man, is without form and void, which is unregenerated. And darkness, which is ignorance, is upon the face of the water, which is the mind. And Fahami said, let there be light, or understanding, and there is light. So now, once again, is the word brought unto humanity so that it may hear, and hearing may obey and live. So the last, I'm going to end up with this. It's called Fahami as a whirlwind out of Africa. So our Fahami say to us, and quote, as the lightning flashes from the east and shines unto the west, so comes these words of understanding to scatter the dark clouds of materialism and dead faith, and spread the life-bringing light, which is the knowledge, deep into the hearts of those who seek and would know. The day of the great awakening is at hand. It is the personification of soul perfection that descended in the form of a dove from heaven to bring peace to man, the peace of mind. What does it mean? It is the personification of soul perfection. To help you, to give you more light on it, I'm going to share the revelation from our Fahami Rasul. He says, our ancient and noble and illustrious ancestors, when they wished to make clear and to propagate the highest virtues in the world, they put their governments in proper order. Before putting their states in proper order, they regulated their families. Before regulating their families, they cultivated their own selves. Before cultivating their own selves, they perfected their souls. See? Before perfecting their souls, they became sincere in their thoughts. Before trying to be sincere in their thoughts, they climbed to the pinnacles of knowledge by investigating and seeing things as they really are. Okay, now he's gonna go up with it. When things were investigated, knowledge became complete. The first thing is what? You have to investigate. You have to investigate. You have to read, you have to read, you have to investigate. When things are investigated, then knowledge becomes complete. So when knowledge was complete, then our thoughts become sincere, will become sincere. When our thoughts were sincere, then our souls became perfect. That's how we perfect our souls. And that's what the Holy Fahami is saying, the day of the great awakening is at hand. It is the personification of soul perfection. Okay? So we are becoming more and more sincere. When their souls were perfect, then the next once we attain that, when our souls become perfect, then when their souls were perfect, their own selves became cultivated. When our selves become cultivated, then we will regulate our families. When we regulate our own families, then our states will be in proper order. When our states are in proper order, then the world and the government we shall create will be peaceful and happy. Okay? Yes, yes, yes. So the day of the great awakening is at hand. It's the personification of soul perfection that descended in the form of a dove from heaven to bring peace to man, the peace of mind. He who knows has given the command that this saving truth shall be sent forth to the children of men, that they may become fully informed despite the teachings of debasing doctrines of justification by faith and by vicarious atonements which have led so many countless millions astray. All over the world, especially even the continent of Africa too. We are millions of our people and sisters, are being led astray. Throughout, and our Fahami Rasul continues, he says, throughout all the inspired writings of all the initiates, apostles, and prophets, men are warned to awaken from their sleep. Yet, how few have ever given real thought to the meaning of these words. Man has yet to learn his greatest lesson. Those who obey, those who will make an effort to resurrect the mind and bring the soul into consciousness, this shall be of one mind, knowing good from evil. Those who decide together knows good from evil. But those who disagree are known as the evil ones. Together we stand is good. Divided we fall is evil. Thus, together, thus divided is knowing good and evil. Our Fahami says, the double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. He is unable to judge good from evil, false from truth. He comprehends not the law. His life is as the will of the wisp, now here, now there, lastly nowhere. This is diffusion, and it is death. We must lay aside the attractions of the world, which is this world they have created now in a way. No, we must lay aside the attractions of the world and seek the things of the soul. The anointing within, the hallowed shall descend upon thee, and holiness, the soul, the mind, and body, made whole unto the Lord, shall be yours. Thine is the glory, thine is the power, forever. Amen. Ra. And all of the gods of Chem under the one named Fahami. Salam lakum. Come. Fahami come.